So, in order to be more efficient, prevent any injuries in the kitchen, and just in general make more consistent food, it's really great and really important to have a good set of knife skills. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 skills or tips with regards to knife skills that I think are quite important for any university student or someone starting out learning how to make food for yourself. Hey guys, what's up? My name's Matteo and I'm a third year medical student based in Cape Town, South Africa. So being at university for around about just over 2 years now, and after years of just watching videos and learning things online about cooking and making food, I've really seen the importance of knowing how to use a kitchen knife properly. Especially as students, we generally want to make food that's quick, healthy, simple, and having a great set of kitchen knife skills really is a start to getting there. Okay, so before I get into it, let's talk about the type of knife you should be using. Ideally, you want to be using a chef's knife like this one, which is great for chopping, but serrated knives like this or smaller knives are also great. When it comes to technique, there's a bit of technique involved. You generally want to use the 3-finger rule, which is where you put your middle finger in front and your 2 other fingers behind it, and you position your fingers downward like this. This prevents any injuries and uses your nail to stop you from cutting your hand itself. When it comes to holding the knife and how you actually chop, there's also a bit of technique involved in this, and you generally want to get like a rocking motion when you chop the knife, and you almost want to create circles with your other hand like this. So a lot of these skills are from spending time in the kitchen and just watching videos online from people like, I don't know, Gordon Ramsay.
You donkey! I'm fucking raw!
Those type of people. So I'm going to be showing you how to get from this to this. Oh, that was really bad, but anyways. So let's get started with these 5 kitchen knife skills. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is cutting harder vegetables, things like carrots, cucumbers, things like that. So using that technique of the 3-finger rule and your rocking of your hand, you want to try cut consistently, and you want to try slide your hand up whatever you're cutting, and eventually over time you get faster and faster at this. This is more just for rough chopping or things like using this for roasts or salads, I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. Okay, so the second one we're going to look at is garlic. Now, how to chop garlic. Generally, you want to chop garlic really fine, depending on what you're using it for. So what I do to start off with is I first take off that outer peel and the skin from the garlic. A great way to take off that skin is to use the blade of the knife and really smash it down with the palm of your hand. You don't want to obviously smash it too hard that you break the garlic, but you want to do that enough so that you can take that final layer of skin off the garlic. Next, once your garlic is peeled, you want to chop it in half and lay the flat surface on the chopping board. And then again, using that 3-finger rule and that rocking of the hand, you chop it really finely, as fine as you possibly can. And then after this, once you have these smaller pieces, if it's not small enough for you and you need actually crushed garlic, then you can just go through it all with the knife. Okay, so number 3 is how to chop an onion. Now, onions form the base of most sauces and they form the base of a lot of foods. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to try take off as much of that outer skin as you possibly can. Then you want to chop the onion in half, but you really want to chop it lengthways down so that you cut in half the bulb. But you want to leave the bulb on, as this keeps the onion together. So next, I like to just chop off that one side that's not the bulb side, and then I place the onion flat on the surface. So now what you want to do is you want to chop the onion horizontally, and you want to make 3 nice slices. This is to really get it fine. Then once you've cut 3 slices horizontally, you want to go now vertically downwards, and you want to try also get it quite fine, but not too fine. You obviously don't want to cut way too close to the bulb, otherwise the onion will fall apart, but you want to try get as close as possible. You then go obviously now down the other side and you get this really fine chopped onion. And then with whatever's left over from the bulb, you can just chop off the rest of it, and then you've got this tiny little bulb which you can throw away obviously because it's quite hard and you don't really use it in the food. So fourth is how to chop a bell pepper. Now bell peppers have this inside layer, it's a white layer, and the seeds, which you obviously don't want to use in your cooking because it's quite bitter and fibrous. So you want to chop a bell pepper almost shaving off the outer side, that outer fleshy bit that you really want in your food. And the way you do this is you take the knife and you slowly go down, and eventually you get 4 pieces like this, where the white part is left out and you have these nice 4 shavings that you really want to use in your cooking. And then what's nice is if they're quite flat, and now you can chop it quite finely and however you want to chop it. And now what's left over is you have the seeds and that inner white part, and you can just throw that away. Okay, so finally I want to talk about is chopping avocados. Now avocados are quite a staple for me in university, so it's always nice to know how to store them in the fridge using the pip. When it comes to that pip, that's what keeps the avo fresh, so you really want to try save that. The way I do this is I just chop it in half like this. I take off that outer part, and a nice way to make it into cubes is to just cut lengthways and then the other way, and then you scoop it out with a spoon. And then for the week, I just like to cut slithers off that, and you cut slithers off the pip and you just leave that and put that back in the fridge, and that's a great way to just store it. Okay, so those are 5 really basic, really not that difficult knife skills that I think are super important, especially to university students learning how to make food and not really knowing what to do. And I think knife skills is a great start for anyone trying to get into food and trying to do this whole independent and self-sufficient way of living, I guess. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you getting this far. Again, this is a very small and new YouTube channel, but yeah, I'm sure I'll see you soon with some more videos. Cheers.